I figured she was getting stoned.
It's literally called Cable News Network.
So either they're sick or
That's literally what CNN means, is Cable News Network.
Oh, I thought it stood for Clinton News Network.
Yeah, it's, well, obviously. But it's, it was a station that was created so a distinct news product on the cable networks that was not obtainable via the radio alphabet networks.
Hmm.
Yeah. So, yeah, and it was created in 1980 by Ted Turner as a 24-hour cable news channel.
Well, there you go.
Yep. Well, Ted Turner is a guy who at no point dips his toe into politics, does he?
Nope. Never has he ever.
Right, exactly. So I'm just going to go, that was predictable.
Oh, that's fine. Oh, I died. Guys. You want to go there anyway? There's always people sniping. That's what I hate about this game is the snipers.
You're in a no-snipe server. Unless you went to a different one.
I am in a no.
She's in a different server, but she's in the warm-up server.
Oh, well, you're not playing, so.
Used variable, say what?
Yeah. Seems like the news is dried up for the evening.
In 2002, Turner accused Israel of terror. The Palestinians are fighting with human suicide bombers. That's all they have. So,
Shocker.
So there you go. So Ted Turner is backing the Palestinians. Solid move there.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Let's see if he's got any other great ideas.
Oh, Loki, are you streaming right now?
I am live streaming this new game.
All on Earth.
Yes.
Where are you? Are you streaming it on Google or Twitch or what?
YouTube.
Okay. Just curious.
Trying to see how this game works, but right now it seems retarded and a half.
That's the one thing that I'm a little sad about with Discord is it has no video component.
Doesn't really need much of a video component. Being live streamed too.
Well, sometimes you just want to screen cap something for somebody else in a Discord.
That's true.
You know, or hey, I'm playing this game and the other 5 bozos in the server want to see what I'm doing. So.
Fuck.
But that's when you can just live stream to YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus fucking.
That's right.
Hey, Will, now that I got you here, have you ever read into anything about the positivism and anti-positivism movements in the 1920s?
Why can't I get in?
I probably know them by different terms. I am borderline retarded with names on occasion.
Well, so the anti-positivist movement, you might know them better by the Frankfurt School.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So there's that.
The positivists are they're basically a group of people that because they were upset at the level of disinterest that people had with social sciences because well, basically no one takes them seriously because well, there's no weight to them. I mean,
Also,
with regular.
Ultimately, nobody needs them as part of it.
Well, all of the criticisms that you can levy against the social sciences were basically what they were arguing against. So what they were trying to do, the positivists anyway, they were trying to use logic to basically fix that problem. So they were basically using logical equations and syllogisms specifically to
Right.
There's a region pod control terminal.
well, and inductive logic anyway to overcome the issues in the social sciences.
Right.
So, have you ever looked into any of that or no?
Not especially, because when I looked into this stuff in college, the level of logic was rudimentary compared to computer science, as far as the way that they were dealing with the same thing, but in a more
Good work. That'll keep the cloning cycle going.
useful
Now,
way,
I
and
need
they
you to
were
come
not
get me.
contradicting
I'm on
themselves.
the
They had a
other
very
side of the Hoover
consistent
Dam. There's a battle going
way of
on,
going
but
about
I'll try
things, and they
to-
were
I hacked
actually
my workstation
accomplishing
to get
something.
access to the dam's security.
Did you take philosophy in college?
Briefly, I found it almost immediately to be comical, because
It is though. I mean, did you get into like syllogisms though and philosophy? Basically,
I started a little bit of symbolic logic, and then I basically just laughed at them and walked out of the room.
the symbolic logic portion of that is the positivists.
Yeah,
You
it's
guys
it's
want to explain positive what the fuck did you call it? The positive logicism?
Well,
it's look, from what I can tell, it's an attempt to formalize logic in philosophy to obtain concrete results by showing that some positions are self-consistent and rational and some positions are not. The problem with it is that the system they're using is very rudimentary. There is no real adoption of the system beyond a very small subset, so you can't really audit anything. It turns into a fucking circle jerk really fast.
well, but
And-
exactly because it's using inductive. It's in no. Hang on. Some
well, it's also a different
philosophy-
language. It's using a different language, and it's not a well-used language.
They're using inductive logic though. So inductive reasoning is basically starting at your conclusion and then working backwards.
They're still making clones,
Right.
huh? I hope you're not itchy.
And this is
I'm
what
out of ammo,
this
but
is
those
what the
mercenaries up there don't
positivists
know
were
that.
basically trying to do is just
Sometimes
applying
things come
basically a
back
symbolic
wrong.
logic, as we'll put it,
You're a
to
clone. If you die, you
social
generate
issues.
the nearest life net
And,
pod. You're practically
so for example, Loki, are you? Let me ask you a question. It's a yes or no question. Do you believe there's a God?
No. Wait.
Okay.
No, this is why I don't like these things.
No. It's a
Sometimes.
yes or no. It's a yes or no. It's a yes or no
It's
question.
not a yes or no question. It's never
I
a
know
yes or no
that.
answer.
I know that. But here's the thing, though. You have to answer yes or no.
No, but I don't.
No, I don't.
That's
I don't.
why philosophy. That's why I think philosophy is stupid. Because no, I don't.
But this is what the positivists will argue.
No, I know
This
that's
is
what
what
they argue, but like I've had many arguments with people over philosophies and labels in general. How labels are fucking stupid, and so are most philosophies. Because I'll change my philosophy as I please based on the circumstances.
This is my point, though. This is what the positivists do: is they face you with this yes or no question.
And how long did it take before Loki frustrated the train of thought?
Of course, because this is the thing. This is where positivism falls apart. If I'm an agnostic and someone faces me with the question of, do you believe there's a God, or do you believe in a God, yes or no, I'm going to say, well, I can't answer that question.
Yeah.
And that's where it falls apart, because I can't make a positive assertion on yes or no.
So you know what
And
happens when
that's-
you do that to a computer?
It crashes the computer, I would imagine.
Error,
Right. But this is the problem with
error,
positive.
line 1. Syntax
Yeah.
fault.
Let's
So-
rewrite this code to make more sense, please.
Right, well, so let's look at the opposite end of this, though, the anti-positivists, the people that came up with the Frankfurt School, right?
Yeah.
These are the people that, if you ask them, so if a tree falls in the woods, right, and no one's around to hear it, to make a noise, these are the people that'll say, well, no, because no one was around to hear it.
Right.
That
Right.
doesn't make any sense.
Of course, but this is the opposite end of the argument, right? that everything is subjective. This is where the Frankfurt School came from. This is where critical theory came from. This is where standpoint theory came from. It's the exact opposite of positivism, right? And I think, honestly, I've been throwing this around lately because I just want to hear other people's opinions on it. But I think that these arguments between the rationalists, people like Sargon or whomever falls under the rationalist skeptic framework, that's why they're arguing against people like feminists, third wave feminists anyway, who are much more like anti-positivists, who they're basically arguing that everything is subjective, that it depends on your framework, it depends on your personal experiences.
Have you been watching my live streams?
No.
I've been laughing at them that they think everything's subjective because everything's a goddamn social construct. So of course they don't fucking believe that there's a moral good or bad or evil and just fucking say ridiculous shit all the time. I love to bring up the fact that I talked to one of my friends who majored in philosophy, who got a goddamn degree in it, and our entire conversation devolved into words have no meaning and therefore it doesn't matter.
Right, and so this is the thing though, even if you go back to Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle, right, you're going to come back to the triumvirate, which is the balance between logic, ethics, and emotion or pathos. The positivists are basically logical determinists, right? They're working completely off of logos. The people that are working off of ethos, those are your... I don't
agree that they are, though.
Okay, well, tell me why I'm wrong.
Well, okay, because they, as you were pointing out, they were starting out with a conclusion, and they were finding a reasoning to support it.
Confirmation bias.
Which, well, fine, the creationists are doing that.
Sure.
And I'm not going to call creationists, beholden to logos.
Oh, no.
It's literally the same logic.
I'm saying that the anti-positivists are doing that, though.
No, the positivists, you were saying, were starting out with a conclusion, and then they were finding evidence for that. Or they were finding a logical framework to support that position. That's literally what you said.
Okay. Well, can I back up on that a bit? I've been drinking, man. I'm probably not representing.
I just want to say thanks for welcoming me into your server.
Oh, well, thank you for welcoming me into your server.
I didn't welcome you into shit. Mycroft brought you.
No. But Mycroft, it's fair turnabout. Mycroft has introduced a few cancerous individuals into my server. Fucking Coat Rack.
Wow.
Who is like an autistic Nazi.
If you go look at your general chat,
literally an autistic Nazi.
Wait.
Who is Dr. Robert Orson?
That would be a 15-year-old Australian child who also thinks that he is a Nazi, but I think he's just 15.
Why are all the Australians Nazis, by the way? What's that about?
Because I think it's an edgy thing for a 15-year-old child to be.
Like that? Is that the cool thing to do these days?
I think, given that Bundy communicates entirely in memes, I believe that is literally what he does.
They just want to be a part of the cool kids club.
Yeah.
Well,
there are ironic Nazis, and then there are the memeing Nazis, and I've not actually run into a real one yet.
Are none of them just Nazis?
I've talked to a few of them, and every once in a while, and I sort of feel them out, and I figure out, you're just repeating memes.
I didn't think they'd be armed.
This is. Okay.
If you hadn't come, we might.
That's all. There's no depth to this. This is just Pepe.
It's just Pepe.
That's fine.
I feel like I'm drinking gin right now. The slick flavored vodka shit.
Some gin.
Sorry, what?
No,
not
you.
Jen.
Gin, not gin.
This
Gin.
game
Many
really
thanks
sucks.
for
I'm
helping
really
us.
upset about
We
this.
came to save these
Which
mutants
one?
from.
The whatever the fuck I'm playing. Look at the description.
After Earth or Earthfall or some shit.
Yes, apparently.
One of the things that sorry.
Huh?
Okay.
Right.
So this guy just switched his argument. What the fuck? How dare you?
Me? Yeah, I do that all the time.
No, this Dr. Orston.
Ugh.
First he accused me of saying the Holocaust, And now he's saying the Holocaust was a lie.
15-year-old Australian child.
I'm not touching that thing.
He just turned 15. He is, and he communicates entirely in memes, and he'll be very frustrated with you if you point out that either he is 15 or that he is a goofball. But he is both.
I love that this statement occurs in your forum. Will Haber just said Jews are the Übermensch.
Nice.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, I had a whole argument with Haber about philosophy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's actually
he has sense.
Oh, that's pretty normal actually. Yeah, he does that.
Ad made a joke about Uber. Said that Hitler wasn't into taxis. He was more an Ubermensch.
Ah.
You see what he did there? That's a joke from Ad. It's like you didn't see that one coming.
Oh,
An Uber joke from Ad. Come on.
Maybe he's finally lightening up. Holy fuck.
Many thanks for helping us. I am Jonas.
Man, Sky just updated.
No, more walking.
Right.
But yeah. Okay. So my problem. Okay. So here's one thing that frustrates a lot of this philosophy shit with the United States, and it kind of goes back to the original philosophy of the country. Are you familiar at all with the philosophy of Benjamin Franklin?
Sergeant Krell.
Please educate me.
He was a big advocate for things being practical, for things actually having some actual effect on a relevant time scale now. And if you're talking that was not relevant to any of those things, he was going to go to sleep. He didn't care. And to a large extent, that's an element of American culture. So a lot of times when people a lot of these philosophies will sit there and they'll go gab on about whatever their little beliefs are. The tendency of American culture is to basically slowly drift off and go to sleep because it doesn't care. And that's
utilitarianism, basically.
Not necessarily, no, because utilitarianism is, the greatest good for the greatest number, right? There's a central collectivist notion built into utilitarianism, and American culture wasn't into that either. It was like, who are you to tell me how I'm going to live my life? Fuck you, right? So that doesn't really. It's a problem with imposing these paradigms and saying that all human belief has to fit into that. But there is a very.
True? Is that true about utilitarianism?
Yeah, we'll look it up. It's ultimately collectivist.
That's news to me, bud.
Yeah. Greatest good for the greatest number.
Go ahead. I'm gonna just.
Well, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. That's my understanding. But in any case, getting back to the where I was trying to go with this is it was really kind of surreal for me to be doing the programming at the same time that I was talking to the philosophy people in college, because there's a philosophy in programming. It's just not one that a lot of people find interesting or that a lot of people understand, because it doesn't sit there and try and explain itself to you. It doesn't care whether you understand what it believes, but you work with it, and there's an inherent belief system in it, in the same sense of the medium is the message, right?
Well, hang on, pause.
Yeah.
Just gonna throw this in real quick about utilitarianism.
Okay.
I'm going through the wiki page.
Okay.
Oh god.
I know, it's just shut up. Proponents of utilitarianism have disagreed on a number of points. Should individual acts conform to utilitarianism, or should agents conform to ethical rules, utilitarianism? Should utility be calculated as an aggregate, total utilitarianism, or as an average utilitarianism? Though the seeds of the theory can be found in the hedonists, Aristippus and Epicurus, who viewed happiness as the only good, the tradition of utilitarianism properly begins with Bentham and has included John Stuart Mill, Henry Sidgwick, R.M. Hare, and Peter Singer. It has also been applied to social welfare economics, the crisis of global poverty, the ethics of raising animals for food, and the importance of avoiding existential risks to humanity.
Sure.
So, point being, this goes back to the hedonist argument, whether it's better to short-term gain versus long-term gain. Like
Right.
Utilitarianism is not only about the good of everyone; it's also about your own personal good. I'm just saying, throwing that out there.
All right, fine, but in the I've never heard it applied or cited outside of sort of you were talking about global poverty, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a collectivist argument.
It is.
Yeah.
It
okay,
is. But
well,
it's not an Epicurean. Not an Epicurean standard.
Find a contemporary citation of utilitarianism that isn't linked to collectivism.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'm just saying.
Fine.
If everybody from a given philosophy immediately at one point or another
this is because you know that utilitarianism was attached to Karl Marx at some point. You know that. This is why you're...
No, not at all.
Okay.
No, it's because they're still doing
even
it.
if it was.
No, they're still doing it. It hasn't stopped.
Yeah.
It's not like it happened once with Karl Marx and then they didn't pick it up again. It keeps coming at us.
All right.
Well,
but all you need is stupid, simple-minded, non-critical thinking college students to spew fucking pseudo-philosophy at them for them to accept all kinds of random garbage.
okay, so the reason I was trying to go, I've been desperately trying to kind of explain this thing with the computer science. There's a synergy between the way that Benjamin Franklin looked at philosophy and the way that computer scientists look at programming. In that what matters is, does it actually work? And what do I actually care about? What am I trying to build?
The bomb's
and if
I'm not a clone.
it doesn't do anything I care about, and if it doesn't work, then it's broken and I don't care. Give me something that works. And a problem I have with a lot of philosophies, people fall in love with an idea even if it doesn't work, and then they keep trying to reasserting it over and over and over and over again, no matter how many times it fails.
Like communism, yeah.
Well, like a lot of things.
No.
Like a lot of things.
Like what? What other than communism, though?
Okay. I'm seeing a lot of people cite all this stuff with oligarchies. People are throwing that around. You hear the stupid ethno-nationalist retards popping around talking about Hitler. Like that's a great idea.
You've got that. I'll give you that.
No, I've got it all. There's a lot of people doing it. You've got people running around saying, well, if we just didn't have religion, suddenly people wouldn't be fanatical crazy people. Never mind the fact that we've got a whole bunch of examples of fanatical crazy people where there's no religion there. It's like,
can we discuss that real quick? Actually, I've actually been wanting to talk about that with Christianity in the U.S.
Well, they would find another thing to latch on to and be fanatic about.
We already see
Yeah,
that.
it's called SJWs.
right.
Well,
Exactly.
hang on. Can we talk about that though? Like, I mean, everybody's like shitting on Christians in the U.S. right now, but I mean, Loki, we've talked about demoralization, right? Quite a lot.
Yes.
What do you think the moral bedrock is in the U.S.?
In the U.S., it's see these are really hard questions to answer, but I will give them that it was probably a Christianity that gave them a lot of.
So you take that apart, what do you get?
I mean, take that apart.
I disagree. I don't think it's Christianity.
What is it then?
Well, it's the American creed. It's more it's a specific element of the culture.
Like
yeah,
what?
but that's like cultural Christianity.
No, okay. So you had all these peasants that left from Europe to the United States, New World, and all that kind of crap.
Sucks.
And Well, that's a big part of what U.S. culture is all about, or American culture is all about.
Welcome to
And
LifeNet,
they had to believe in
global
certain
tech.
things for
If
them
you're
to
seeing
have that.
this,
You
you are dead.
No, I think the
But
underpinning
don't
is
worry,
absolutely
with
100%
LifeNet,
Christianity.
death is just a
man.
minor
Oh yeah,
setback.
well then why then the United
You
States
may
is
be
the same
feeling
as Italy?
confused, disoriented, or
Done.
even a little scared. It's understandable.
What are you talking?
You
Okay,
just had
because
your
of the
vigorous,
referendum.
happy life
What are you
interrupted
talking
by-
about?
Well, it's ridiculous. You can't. The United States has a very
accept our
distinct
condolences.
culture from a lot of other Christian
No more
countries.
dwelling on the past.
Sure. Well,
Right now,
Well,
Italy
it
is
has a different
reconstructing
moral
your
paradigm.
body.
It says
Thanks to our
moral
patented
paradigm.
physical
Of
fitness will-
course it is. But I'm
The
just
magic
saying
of
that they.
rebirth
Well, you see
happens
moral
inside
underpinning,
LifeNet's
and then
I say-
patented
I say-
generation
paradigm.
science.
I do think that the moral underpinning
Find
of the
your
U.S.
perfectly cloned body comes
is
out.
Christianity.
You've also
I
been
mean,
fitted
if
with
it's
a
not
wireless
that,
neural
what
scanner,
else is it? What
providing
bonded
dynamic
this
syncing
country
between
together for
your
so many
brain
years?
and the LifeNet database.
Opportunity,
Capitalism.
meritocracy.
Capitalism and the need to survive.
Weren't they trying to
Capitalism.
escape the oppressive queen to begin with?
Yeah.
Or
Coming in?
No, they weren't trying to escape the.
Can you hear me?
They weren't trying to
Elena
escape
Winters.
the religion. They were trying to escape tyranny.
Your stunt
No,
with
they
the
were
HCV
absolutely
saved
trying
the
to escape
dam.
religion
It's thanks to
and,
you I'm alive to have this conversation.
Because the tyranny.
So,
Well,
the
religions
dam
they didn't
Without
believe in.
representation was what they were trying to escape. That's why we
The
dump all the
Chona got
fucking tea in
revenge
the
on
No,
ocean.
no, 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 no.
But
That's
not
not
before
no.
he
Because
added
a lot of the
one
people that came
last
to
entry
the
to
New
his
World
list of
prior to
sins.
the revolution were also
Masters
trying to get away.
destroyed the LifeNet core, the mainframe
It
for
was-
all
it-
cloning
But the
chambers in the
Catholic
province.
Church was directly
This has
connected to
changed
the king.
everything.